Boar, I'm thinking of a word. It's an antonym of best. What is that word? It's like the complete opposite. What is that?
Unbest?
No.
Worst.
Yeah, it's worst. You know, we just did the top 8 best worlds, and that was a hard list to make.
It was very challenging because there's a lot that we hold like dear to our heart, nostalgia, or just like fun playthroughs. But at the same time,
making the worst is going to be way easier, and negativity always gets more clicks, so we hate these worlds! The 8th worst world in the game, Avalon. I despise Avalon. He's constantly, it's not that bad. Let me talk. That world, this world, we just tried questing last night on it. Me and you, did we not? On New Boys.
In 45 minutes, we made it a quarter of the way through the world.
A quarter of the way through, and let me tell you how much of that was us actually fighting and like playing the game. About 30%. The rest of it is running back and forth through the commons to this area, talk to this guy, go back here, collect barch, come over here, get wood, come here, do that, put it in the furnace here, come back, do that over here. Just lay off! You gotta go fix a bridge, tell the person you fixed the bridge, go back, oh, it looks like it's good to cross, go back, tell them, okay, I'm gonna go over the bridge now, then walk over the bridge, find the new area, go back, oh my god, you wouldn't believe what's over there, go back over. This world sucks. I despise Avalon.
I will say one of the biggest, like, repeating, like, factors of a bad world on this list is not clear division of the areas. If, like he's saying, if you have to run back and forth between areas, it feels like you're making no progress through the world. So that is one of our big tiffs going forward. I'll agree with you on that. Number 7, our 7th worst world is Marleybone. For a pop quiz here, we are in an area here, and I would like for you to tell me what area we are in Marleybone. I will give you 3 to 5 seconds.
We're in Nexus.
We're in Nexus.
In Empyrea.
They are all the same.
You would not have been able to tell. There's no variation between areas in Marleybone.
Every single area has these gray metal floors, the brick buildings around them, and then you have the grates, and you have 15 3-hour-long dungeons throughout the world, and each one has a Zeke item hidden at the end of it.
You gotta love going to Big Ben, doing the whole thing on the appropriate level. It took like almost, it says supposed to be 3 hours. 4 hours, actually.
Yeah.
You get all the way back out, and you're like, oh my god, there's a Zeke item! All the way back up into the top, because that's how all of them are designed.
I am not a fan of hiding Zeke items in dungeons. If you miss it, oh, buddy, there goes your weekend. You're doing it again.
Yeah, and Marleybone, #1 offender of such.
Yeah, you've got Katzenstein's Lab, you've got the Ironworks, you've got Big Ben, all massive dungeons that have the little kittens spread throughout them.
And you would say, well, why don't you get a Max to come help you? That's the thing. They're trying to start rolling out this little thing called level scaling, so you're just going to have another level 20 helping you by that time. Except he's rocking full Aeon, and his stats have been nerfed accordingly.
He looks super cool, though, while he's fizzling.
Oh, Dragon Spire, the climax of Arc 1. Wizard101, the whole game that's up until this point been building up to Malastare. He is going to be an awesome encounter. This world's, it's clearly been destroyed by his evil deeds.
It has everything you would want out of, like, a sick world. It's got fire. It's got dragons.
Lava.
It's got
hot
lava.
Stuff. This huge castle with this intimidating dragon at the top. You go into this final dungeon, you fight one last war up until you get to Malastare, and then he uses Dark Sprite on you because his AI is literally easier than his minions.
Yeah, it's painful. You go in, you get a bunch of rank 2s, 3s, and 1s on what's supposed to be the pinnacle of the game at this point in time. Like this guy is going to destroy all of the known universe, and he's using spells on you that you get the day you sign up.
Exactly! Step aside, young wizard. You can't possibly hope to stop the Dragon Titan. Dark Sprite. He like picks his nose, flicks it at you. Take that, you little Seriously, this is one of the biggest letdowns in this entire game, other than the updates. Young wizard, why have you done this to me on the worst? Yes. Every reason we don't like Dragonspire can be applied, well, our main reason we don't like Dragonspire can be applied to Novus with this monstrosity of a final boss that encapsulates everything we hate about King's Isle and being a fan of Wizard101 in one fight.
Yeah, I want to love Novus, and like there's enjoyable characters and even fights in Novus.
Design is the best character to come out of this game. He's not supposed to be there right now. He's supposed to be off in space or something hiding. But you know, they couldn't be bothered to make that effect, to even drop the model after you beat a quest. So, design's right here, completely destroying the canon.
But anyways, what destroys this world is the like randomness, scatterbrained feeling of the story and the atrocity of the final boss,
which you have to farm to get the good gear.
The end of it just loses me. They pull like out of their backpack this moose guy,
the Manticore,
within the last 5 minutes, and he's this big, like the whole world like talking about the Manticore Squad, and then he's there for 30 seconds, and then he's poof.
You don't even fight him. He summons that monstrosity, and you fight that. He has the most generic voice I've ever heard for a villain in my life. He's like, how dare you? It's like Batman. I can't even do it. It's like, I'm evil. Like, the most generic cookie cutter voice I could imagine. It's laughable. This is all bamboo. A bamboo field awaits me. Bamboo. Oh, would you look at that? It's a bamboo freaks. Bamboo. Pure bamboo in every direction. Bamboo, f***ing bamboo. You know what they need? Bamboo.
Put some pink flowery stuff in there. They do it in the, like, it has a beautiful commons area in the Jade Palace. And it just doesn't, like, flood out to the rest of the world.
Chrysalis has a lot going for it. It just keeps going. It never stops. The first half is you going about and it's a huge offender of why I hate Avalon. You go back and forth 100 quintillion, billion, trillion, nonillion times back to the last wood, back to the last wood, back to the last wood. Blah, 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 blah. That's the entire first half. There's only 2 areas.
And did we mention this is the longest world in the game by far? 277 quests.
The entire first half feels like you're making no progress.
Caramel is 88 quests, I believe. Lemuria is 101. Novus is 88 quests. That's 277 quests for all of Arc 4.
Yes.
Caramel, Lemuria, Novus. Do you want to guess how many quests are in Chrysalis? 277 quests are in Chrysalis.
So Arc 4 as a whole is equivalent to this one world.
All of Arc 4, Design's entire semi-existence, is this one world. That is too long. Way too long.
That's what she said.
It's also the only world in the game over 200 quests, and it's at 277.
Yeah, not only does it shatter that glass ceiling, it completely goes through the roof and becomes a skyscraper of quests.
It's in the clouds. It's like sniffing the moon.
How's the weather up there, Chrysalis? I loathe Empyrea.
You love it?
No, Empyrea.
It's on the wrong list. That was the last video.
Yeah. Number 2, Empyrea. Everyone hates Empyrea. Some people say, oh, I like the story of Chrysalis. Oh, I like the game for the story. I've never heard anyone say anything good about Empyrea.
I will, just the one note on this world is the last, 8 quests.
Is good.
Very epic. Some of the best story writing in the game. Last 8 quests of this world.
Let's talk about the other 5 quintillion quests, though, in this world. While there's less quests than Chrysalis, probably over 100 less quests.
Yeah, I think there's 159 or something. This is also a two-parter.
So while there are less quests, it's somehow paced so piss poorly, it feels like it's longer than Chrysalis. I beat Mirage in a day, I beat Polaris in a day, I beat Chrysalis in like 3 days, I beat Azteca in like 4 days. This heap, steaming pile of goat took me 2 weeks to get through because I couldn't beat. You gotta love the plains areas. Look at me just running through this. Let me get my mount on. Running through. Look how f***ing big this is.
You low-key just ran straight through those mobs.
I'm started with the sauce! I'm gonna do it again right the my blistering pepino spaghetti speed I got going on. Yow! So you see how fast literal supersonic speed I'm going right now.
Yeah.
Look how slow the cursor's going.
But you see that area you're heading towards right now, northeast aeroplanes?
Yeah.
Surely that's not another gigantic field with grass and hills and grass.
Well, that's where you'd be pleasantly surprised to see the exact same thing, and I'm pretty sure it's even bigger. The characters, I want them back.
What?
Bring back pork, bring back beans. Dang it, pork, I'm a doctor, not a dermatologist, or whatever the hell he says. And fascinating, as Sparks says all the time. Why can't we have them back for a good world? Why'd they have to waste some of the most entertaining characters on this
Every now and then you'll get, dang it, pork, I'm a doctor, not a gynecologist.
I'm a doctor, not a urologist.
Oh, wait, that kind of falls into the realm of my responsibilities.
Number 1, the piss in my mouth, the shit in my hair, the pain in my Azteca. Worst world in the whole game, undisputable.
It's like a smorgasbord of like all the bad things that these other worlds have in them. It's so long. Like Chrysalis, it's the second longest in the game at 197, just shy of 200.
It's the second longest in the game. You backtrack, go back and forth all the time, and you want to talk about a ending in comparison to the other worlds? Look at that!
Oh,
we didn't win!
It's still its way.
We didn't win!
This is a public service announcement to remind you, Azteca has 2 more bosses than Chrysalis, despite having 80 less quests.
Think about that. Say it one more time. Think about it.
I'll put it down here in plain English. Azteca, 2 more bosses than Chrysalis. Chrysalis has 80 more quests total.
Does that speak volumes
It's
to the boss rush? Boss, every mother one of them's got a myth minion who lets you earthquake every round possible.
I wish I knew the ratio of fights in this world that had a myth in it. Like boss or minion, it absolutely has to be 70% of the battles in this world.
I would have, honest to God, I was about to say 75 to 80%. This world is kicking you in the nuts, and then once it gets you up and it ties you in a thing, your nuts hanging out, and it's just flicking you over and over and over and over and over. It is a migraine headache with your eyes coming out of your head. And then it takes like a paperclip and just starts poking you in the balls. This world is a paperclip to the balls. Do 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 do. Corin Vortec.
Ow, bye.